Hey everyone. So, do you still think the Democrats and Republicans are basically the same? Well, I'm here today to enumerate just some of the major differences between the parties. My name is Tim Snowborn, and this is another episode of Serious Issues. So I hope you all watched my previous video about the differences between the Democrats and the Republicans, but I have some more thoughts on the subject. I would like to further highlight the many numerous differences between these two parties. It's important to me that you feel sufficiently embarrassed that you ever said something so thoroughly ignorant. I want you to be acutely aware of how you sound when you say that. This is primarily a liberal affliction. To their credit, I don't really hear this so much from the conservatives. They seem to know that there's a world of difference between the two parties. I don't know what it is about some of my fellow liberals that just don't get it. So I'm going to start with a list of bills blocked by the Republicans that would have become law if more of you had got out and support the Democrats. This is Bernie Sanders' list of bills that have been blocked by the Republicans. All of these bills were introduced by the Democrats and blocked by the Republicans. The Keep Student Loans Affordable Act of 2013. Would have been nice to have that, I think. The Student Loan Affordability Act. The Bring Jobs Home Act. The Small Business Jobs and Tax Relief Act. The Paycheck Fairness Act. The Disclose Act. The Paying a Fair Share Act of 2012. The Repeal Big Oil Subsidies Act. The Teachers and First Responders Back to Work Act of 2011. The DREAM Act of 2010. The Paycheck Fairness Act again. The Creating American Jobs and Ending Offshoring Act. And the Disclose Act again. That's just from Bernie Sanders' list. But I got another list here that might interest you. Just some that I've collected. Obama put a stop to the Keystone Pipeline. Would the Republicans have done that? Fuck no. Let's see. Obama made it so the Republicans can't fuck with Planned Parenthood anymore. Would the Republicans have done that? Of course not. They want Planned Parenthood to die. The House and the Senate are more divided than they've been in our lifetimes. Obama cancels Arctic drilling licenses. Obama has done more for clean energy than you think. Obama was Out Magazine's Ally of the Year in 2015. Obama stands up for veterans by vowing to veto GOP bill that would cut benefits for 70,000 veterans. Republican strategy to repeal Dodd-Frank. Republican strategy to repeal Dodd-Frank. Senate Republicans try to gut Wall Street reform. Obama strikes back. Obama vows to veto any Republican bill that repeals Wall Street reform. See Congress polarize over the past 60 years. House Democrats defeat effort to deregulate Wall Street. Military groups slam Republicans for killing a bill to support veterans. Backstabbing Republicans publish an open letter to Iran undermining negotiations for that nuclear deal. Obama seizes the political high ground with plans for paid worker sick leave. I really could go on, but I hope you feel sufficiently stupid now. Implicit in this idea that both parties are equally bad is the idea that it doesn't matter who wins, it doesn't matter who's in charge. Some liberals have actually said that. Oh my God. Okay, why don't you ask the LGBT community if they think it makes a difference who's in charge? Why don't you ask the immigrants who came to America in search of a better life if they think it makes a difference who's in charge? Why don't you ask the soldiers who don't have to go back for their 6th tour in Iraq if it makes a difference who's in charge? Why don't you ask the people who can't drink their water in Flint, Michigan if it makes a difference who's in charge? Are you putting it together yet? Do you feel sufficiently embarrassed? Now, I suggested last time that it's very difficult for a Democrat who doesn't accept corporate donations to win an election. And I stand by that. But I know what you're saying. Yeah, Bernie Sanders. Yes, Bernie Sanders came very close. In fact, many would argue that he actually won the nomination. And he did it all without accepting corporate cash. He just took money from small donors. And that's admirable. Bernie Sanders proved that it is possible to beat the odds, but he didn't prove that it is just as easy. The odds are still stacked rather heavily against any Democrat who doesn't accept corporate donations. You can win against them, but I don't blame any of the Democrats who aren't willing to roll the dice and try that for themselves. A Democrat who doesn't raise enough money to beat their Republican opponent doesn't get into office and can't pass any of those reforms you want them to pass. One thing that Bernie Sanders showed is that the Democrats should run on a more populist, anti-Wall Street message. Maybe they would win more elections with small donations if they did that. But as I said last time, if you think the Democrats can win just as easily without accepting corporate donations, what you're effectively saying is that corporate donations don't make any difference, that they don't present a significant competitive advantage. And again, if that's true, then we have nothing to fear from Citizens United, do we? But corporate donations do make a difference, and any candidate or party that doesn't accept them is more likely to lose. Yes, we should work to eliminate this system, and the Democrats are and have. As I said, the Democrats have tried to get big money out of politics, but every time they do, their efforts get smacked down by the Republicans. Why? Because there are enough Republicans in office to block them. Why are there enough Republicans in office to block those reforms? Because you didn't get out there and support the Democrats. So, I hope that I've driven this point home sufficiently. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please share, subscribe, like, and leave me your thoughts below. Do you still think there's not really any difference between the parties? Do you still think the Democrats shouldn't accept corporate cash at all?